We're going to start on the front page, page 5 of the Daily Mail here. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk named in gender row boxers lawsuit. This is the story of Algerian gold medalist Imane Khelif, who has now decided to bring a lawsuit against naming a number of different people who she feels were abusive and possibly libelled her on Twitter during that run towards the gold medal that she got at the Paris Olympics. You know, it feels like we need to set up the basics. This is a boxer who was born as a woman, competed as a woman, and yet seemed to come in for so much abuse during this tournament. Can you understand it, Owen?
No, and looking at this lawsuit, all I can think is, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions to both Musk and Rowling, who, I mean, I hope she's crowdfunding this because I'd love to chip in. I mean, it's disgraceful. We went from supposedly legitimate concerns talking about trans people to bullying and victimising a woman who isn't even trans. It's illegal to be trans in Algeria. It's illegal to be LGBTQ at all in Algeria. She's someone who was born a woman and raised a woman. Now, I mean, we know when it comes to men, what's his name? Is it Phelps? Michael Phelps? What's his name? Yeah. So, for example, in athletics, there are often people with genetic advantages. And when they're men, that's not seen to be an issue. Obviously, men and women come in different shapes and sizes. She's someone, and we were told for ages, because what J.K. Rowling kept doing, I mean, it is disgusting.
Wait, but are you acknowledging that this person has a genetic advantage?
Well, if you're lots of athletics have genetic advantage. Welcome to sports.
This is a cyberbullying lawsuit. It's not a libel lawsuit. Okay. So they're not saying this.
It has potentially libelled, but it is also bullying, clearly.
This individual, because the thing is, you have to look at what they said, right? So the IBA disqualified Imane because they found that she failed the gender criteria and that she has a developmental disorder like the likes of Caster Semenya, which has affected her chromosomes. So she technically has the chromosomal makeup of a man, which is XY chromosomes. So if J.K. Rowling,
there's no evidence of
that was confirmed by the IBA.
Well, no, but the IBA system has been completely covert. Nobody has seen the evidence that they've
system.
got.
Their gender credibility system goes by chromosomes, and it was the Olympic Committee that decided to cut ties with that organisation.
Have you heard this? Have you heard this organisation? They're a Russian. They're a Russian organisation, and their leader
decided to cut ties with them for corruption scandals. However, we're talking about what they consider as gender.
But they've been discredited. The guy who runs it keeps doing rants about gay people. I mean, he's completely ludicrous.
But that's not to say that a sport having the gender criteria being based on chromosomes is discriminatory, because ultimately that would be it. Unless you're telling everyone that sporting agencies should open athletes' legs.
We were told for ages that it was a simple biology lesson. Men have penises, women have vaginas, and now all of a sudden the rules have changed.
How is that difficult? Who has XY chromosomes? Is it men or women?
Who
does?
You just acknowledge.
That's the point.
You just acknowledge. No,
I didn't just acknowledge.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Some people have a genetic developmental.
Yes.
It was DOD, and that doesn't make them a man. No, that doesn't make.
Has a genetic advantage like Michael Phelps.
That does not make her a man.
Here's the thing, though. What I find interesting,
she's a woman with female genitalia.
Does anything excuse the kind of comments that we saw from Elon Musk, from Donald Trump, from J.K. Rowling about this woman competing in, and the dominance that she had, and the fact she got to should they be allowed to say that without that knowledge?
Why are we having a conversation about the fact that an organisation disqualified someone with XY chromosomes, as opposed to the female boxer that said she was terrified for her life, and someone who's been boxing for years who's never faced a punch that hard? We're always talking about this individual, but we're not talking about the female.
Isn't that athletic dominance? Is that somebody? You don't look at Mike Tyson and say he is more of a man than the guy in the ring.
When are we going to take when women say that they are scared of their life seriously? This person is not a newbie to boxing. She is a professional boxing athlete. She's been boxing for well over a decade. If this one person has said 46 seconds into the match she felt terrified for her life, why is that not the main conversation? How can we talk about women's safety, but when a woman is saying she's scared for her life, that doesn't matter?
Let's look at the tweets that we're talking about. J.K. Rowling took to Twitter to share her thoughts, saying the idea that those objecting to a male punching a female in the name of the sport are objecting because they believe Khelif to be trans is a joke. We object because we saw a male punching a female. I just don't understand where she's got the evidence to be able to say
the evidence
that.
is from the boxer who said she was scared for her life. And because this boxer was disqualified on a gender criteria because this boxer has XY chromosomes.
Can I answer that?
We can't have it two ways.
Owen.
She wasn't good enough. She lost because she wasn't good enough.
And nothing to do with the man boxing.
She's a woman.
Okay.
She was raised a woman.
chromosomes.
She's only ever been raised as a woman by her family. And she was raised and documented by doctors as a woman when she was born.
Then, okay,
she has.
tell
Can
me
I answer?
this.
Look,
tell me this.
You keep trying to steamroll her over.
Then why didn't
I'm going to just. I'll just speak over you. I'll just speak over you.
contest
She
being
has been
disqualified?
defeated. She has been defeated by other women repeatedly.
So why did? Okay,
she managed to win this time. Well done.
By steamrolling over other women.
She lost other times. When J.K. Rowling says about someone who has only ever been raised as a woman, who thinks and knows herself to be a woman from birth, that she is somehow a man, an abusive man, getting vicarious thrills from being other women.
It's true
that is cyberbullying, and it's outrageous.
If I was raised as a goat, does that make me a goat? Here's the thing.
No,
here's
she's
the thing.
biologically a woman.
Imane Khelif was disqualified by the IBA and could have contested it legally, right? She and a Taiwanese boxer were both disqualified for both being found to have this developmental disorder of having XY chromosomes, which are inconsistent with the female biology. And they could have contested it. It was their legal right to contest it. Hold on. And they chose not to contest it.
Esther,
because if they did, they would have had to publicise the fact that these are the inconsistencies that the IBA had found.
So
Owen's point is valid in as much as that Khelif has been beaten by other women. Therefore, you can't just make the assumption that they were men.
But that's besides the point. We're talking about women's sports, and we have to define a woman, as uncomfortable as it is, to be able to keep the integrity of women's sports.
So we no longer define people.
A woman is not an individual with XY chromosomes. That's the bottom line.
So this whole argument now about genitals and biology is now null and void.
No,
because
it isn't
for
null and void.
ages we've been told
that's
how you define a woman,
and
that's how you define a man.
Has an XY chromosome.
Yeah, and some women do. We know because of this disorder that some women do have those chromosomes.
So then what is a woman? Well, what's the point of having male and female?
So now you're saying, so you now think...
I don't know a thing, it's the truth. No, XY chromosomes are not for females.
So you now think, after all this time of ridicule, because I think trans men can carry children and be pregnant.
Trans men can't.
Well, fine, but this has been ridiculed for ages. The idea men can give birth, but someone
men cannot give birth.
Well then, but you're defining someone by their chromosomes.
Men cannot give birth, and this person with XY chromosomes is a man. I'm sorry if that's uncomfortable.
But you now think
we're going to have to pause there, guys.
They can carry children.
We're going to have to pause there, guys.
It's about the woman who felt like her life was in danger. No, the boxer that she beat.
Esther, Owen.
You don't care that she said her life was in danger.
Esther, we have to pause there.
She wasn't good enough.
It's clear.
When women's life are in danger,
whenever we have global sporting tournaments, this is going to be one of the things that comes up again and again and again. And we're going to need to find a better system to work out.
Chromosomes is a pretty good way to work it out.
They were discredited, that organisation.